5 iconic 60s albums that are quietly becoming priceless. Never sell these. Number 5 is also from 1967's Psychedelic Gold Rush, and it's valuable because the packaging was so expensive the record label gave up on it. Number 5, late 1967, the Rolling Stones answer Sgt. Pepper with the strangest album of their career and the most expensive cover of the decade. The original sleeve of their Satanic Majesty's Request had a 3-dimensional lenticular image glued to the front. Tilt it and the Stones moved. Look closely, hidden in the flowers, and you'd find the faces of all 4 Beatles. The 3D printing was so expensive that the label killed it within months and pasted a flat photo on instead, which means the ones that survived, original 3D cover, unfaded, corners sharp, became the prize. Top condition first pressings have been valued at around $25,000. The Stones made an expensive flop that became treasure, but the next album on this list is the king of that story. The most famous commercial failure in music history. It sold nothing, and now it buys houses. Number 4, there's a famous line about this record. Only 30,000 people bought it, but every one of them started a band. The Velvet Underground and Nico flopped. Radio banned it, stores hid it. It was produced by Andy Warhol, who put a bright yellow banana on the cover with an instruction printed beside it. Peel slowly and see, and thousands of people did. They peeled the sticker, found the pink banana underneath, and destroyed the most valuable part of the record. An original 1967 pressing with the banana sticker still intact, unpeeled, untouched, can reach $25,000 today. And in 2002, a man named Warren Hill was digging through a box of records at a New York street sale. He paid 75 cents for a plain-looking acetate. It turned out to be the Velvet's original studio test disc, the first recorded version of this album in existence. It sold for over $25,000. 75 cents, $25,000. That's why you check every crate. The top 3 is where the numbers stop making sense. Number 3, June 1966. The Beatles are the biggest band on earth, and Capitol Records is about to make the most expensive mistake in album cover history. The photo on the new American album, Yesterday and Today, showed the 4 Beatles in white butcher coats, draped in raw meat and broken baby dolls. Radio stations recoiled, retailers refused to stock it. Capitol panicked and recalled 750,000 copies in a single week. But here's the thing, destroying them was too expensive, so Capitol did something cheaper. They pasted a new, boring photo directly over the old one and shipped them back out, which means thousands of people unknowingly bought the band cover, hidden 1 layer of paper deep. Today, the hierarchy is brutal. A pasted over copy, a few hundred, a badly peeled one, less. But a first state butcher, never pasted, never touched, $15,000 to $25,000, and the sealed copies that came from a box the president of Capitol Records quietly kept in his own closet. One of those sold for $125,000. A cover so offensive they banned it, now worth more than the car you drive. And number 2 was banned too, not by a record label, by fear. Number 2, May 1963. Bob Dylan is 21, booked to play the Ed Sullivan Show, the biggest stage in America. At rehearsal, CBS tells him he can't play the song he chose. It's too political, too risky. Dylan doesn't argue, he just walks out of the studio. Days later, that same nervous energy reaches his record label. Columbia quietly pulls 4 songs off his new album, The Freewheeling Bob Dylan, and swaps in 4 safer ones. The presses are stopped, the old version is destroyed. Almost. A handful of copies with the 4 deleted songs had already slipped out the door. For decades, nobody even knew they existed. Today, that first version, identified by the matrix numbers etched in the dead wax, is one of the rarest records in American history. A stereo copy is valued at up to $35,000. Censorship created a ghost record, but even a ghost has a price. Number 1 broke the record for the most expensive album ever sold, and you already know who bought it. Number 1, 1968, the Beatles followed the most colorful cover of the decade with nothing. A plain white sleeve, no photo, no title, just a stamped serial number, like a limited edition print.
10,
Every early copy of the White Album is
9,
numbered, millions of them. Most are worth a bit more than a normal record, but the lower the number, the higher the price. 5 digits, hundreds, 4 digits, thousands. And the first copies ever made, numbers 1 through 4, went to the 4 Beatles themselves, which brings us back to that auction room in 2015. Copy number 1, stamped 0000001, comes up for sale. The seller? Ringo Starr. It had been sitting in a London bank vault for 35 years. When the hammer falls, $790,000. The most expensive commercially released album ever sold. A blank white cover. The most valuable album on earth, because in the end, vinyl value was never about the music. It's about the story pressed into the copy you're holding. So before you sell that box in the attic, check the labels, check the numbers, check the dead wax. The difference between junk and jackpot is printed in details almost nobody looks at. And if you've got one of these 10, never sell it. They are only going up. Which one is sitting on your shelf right now? Tell me in the comments. And if you want the 70s albums that are quietly becoming priceless, that video is coming next.